Hello, Yizhao Martins, licensed marriage and family therapist, couples therapist. So this is my second time recording this video, coming out to you as the overfunctioning non-ADHD partner, or I was. I recorded this video 2 weeks ago with my little microphone, and I heard feedback from you that the sound is not perfect and it has glitches and muffled. It's just not a very pleasant experience. So I went to get this professional studio grade microphone set, and I want to do this video again for you. Give me feedback, see how it sounds. See, I do care about you and your viewers' experience. So where does the coming out idea come from? And I was trained as a pretty neutral therapist with a blank slate thing, the psychodynamic perspective where we're supposed to be very neutral and not to share too much with our clients and not to be putting our clients in a place that they want to caretake us. Right? Especially in the therapeutic setting that you're paying me to be there for you. So I only share pertinent information that I think that's positively contributing to our therapeutic alliances and progress that's good for you. And I was recording this interview with one of the therapists or coach that I went to Africa, Kenya with through the Couples Institute. And she talks about her experience with her partner, that she got angry and how she had a hard time managing her frustration and the ruptures in the relationship in the podcast. I was like, wow. It's really powerful, and I found her really brave and vulnerable. And I start to think about how I speak to you, that I tend to talk from a professional's perspective and get very intellectual and sometimes somatic and get in touch with feelings, but I refer the non-ADHD partners as they, but actually I'm one of you all. So I decided to be vulnerable 2 weeks ago, got inspired by my friend and colleague, dear Jessica, to share a little bit about my journey as a non-ADHD partner. So first disclaimer, if you have been watching my video, you know that I don't perceive anybody as absolutely just ADHD or non-ADHD. I'm using that term in order to simplify the expression. I look at things as a spectrum or a continuum, as you see. On this end, if you have a more ADHD symptoms according to DSM, and that's really getting in the way of you being in relationships, your professional development, your educational pursuit, right? And on this end is someone has a little or no ADHD symptoms according to the DSM-5, and it doesn't really impact your day-to-day life. To be honest with you, I do procrastinate sometimes, and I do have hyper-focused moments, and I do get distracted sometimes by my phone too and notifications. I have a very few symptoms of ADHD that it doesn't really impede my life, and I'm on the other end of the spectrum where I focus more on the details and I tend to be very efficient and good at planning. So that makes me a non-ADHD partner in this sense, but there is no negative connotation when I speak of ADHD or non-ADHD partner. Everyone just different somewhere on the spectrum or on the continuum of, could be ADHD, could be ASD, autistic spectrum disorder, or it can be, narcissism, right? Everybody has something. Our brains are all very different. So, but for the purpose of this video, I refer myself as the non-ADHD partner that overfunctions. So where my journey begins, let's see. So I am also a co-parent. I have 2 children, and one of them has a formal diagnosis of ADHD. And if you've been paying attention and you've been listening and learning about ADHD, you probably know this already, ADHD is highly inheritable. So if a child has ADHD, you always want to look up and see their parents, see who has symptoms, and there could be one parent or both parents have a lot of symptoms that get passed on to the child. It's a neurological, biological disorder if you meet the criteria, but a lot of people have some traits and symptoms, and sometimes they really get in the way of they live their life the way they want to. So you can think about that my co-parent definitely had some traits more than me. More on this end of the ADHD continuum. I'm not used to this one. So it creates a lot of challenges for us when we are not married, we're divorced, and we co-parent, take care of two children, and one of them needs special care and more attention and more collaboration. So I had a hard time in my marriage and right after my marriage to let go of, I call the over-functioning parts inside of me, where I want things to meet certain standard, so I don't want my children to suffer, and I still want the children to enjoy the same level of quality of care as when we were married. So I will overcompensate. I will accommodate to him to make it easier for him and our children, to the point that I sacrifice my own time and energy, that I start to feel burned out, resentful, and not collaborative anymore. So how did I discover that? You may say, well, at this point, I can really relate to you. I am doing that in my co-parenting relationship or in my romantic partnership, or I work in that relationship with my boss or with my other colleagues, or being friendships like that. I overcompensate. I do too much that I feel burned out and resentful. So I was in the training with the Couples Institute, and my mentor Ellen and Pete recommended a book for us to read. It's called It Takes One to Tango. And I start to study this book and reflect on myself, and I really took it to my heart that everybody has a part in the dynamic of this over-functioning, under-functioning, or parent-child dynamic that you hear me talk about. So I started to change myself. I decided I can't expect other people to change, and I've been trying so hard to change other people all my life, including my work, right? That's my job, is to change people, that I decided to change myself for one time. And I worked really hard. And what did I use? I'm very lucky that I benefited from many teachers and mentors, my therapists. I studied psychodrama. I studied internal family system. I studied system-centered therapy. I studied psychodrama and studied the Gestalt therapy. And Hakomi, all of those work with parts, or you can say different aspect of yourself that may take on a different energy, different personality, with different agenda, whatever you call it. It's not saying you have multiple personality disorder. No, it just says different aspect of you, the group energy, subgroup of energy inside of you may have a different personality or preferences and agenda, and they might have their own emotional experiences, they may have their own developmental stages, and their own wounds that I want to be healed. So I start to listen to myself and view all those parts of me and really take good care of them. And then I'm more aware when they are trying to drive me to do certain things that might not be the best for myself as a whole system. So you may say, well, are you just trying to fix other people's marriages because yours failed? I wouldn't say that. That is maybe an old part of me that wants to figure out what's going on with my marriage? Why it did not work? And I want to fix other people or help other people. So kind of to fulfill this failure or dreams that didn't come true. But now I look at it as I am a yoga practitioner. I believe what the Gita says, that everyone has a purpose. We call it dharma for the yogic term. Everybody has a purpose in life, and all your past experiences has valid reason to make you who you are and give you strength. And my strength lies in I learn really fast, I integrate really fast, and I don't repeat my mistakes. And I'm very giving, and I'm very good at explaining and leading people. So I would like to share what I have learned in my experiences, not to tell you what to do, but to support you to hold this container and environment for you to find out what's working for you. I would like to show you how I did and transformed my relationship with my co-parent. So now we co-parent peacefully, effectively, and our children just thrive, benefit from this, what you can call failed marriage, that actually they're doing better than before. One of my great teachers is Krishna Das. He does not know that. That I've been following his music, his chants, his satsang for many years, and I'm a chanter. I really enjoy his heart-opening, heartwarming, beautiful music. So I would like to share with you here as an invocation. This is he chants during the Hanuman Chalisa. And here he goes. Calling out to hungry hearts everywhere through endless time. You who wonders, you who thirst, I offer you this body mine. Calling all to hungry spirits everywhere through endless time. Calling all to hungry hearts everywhere through endless time. Gather round and share this meal, your joy, your sorrow, I make it mine. So I call you in to share with me your joy, your sorrow, your frustration, your guilt, your shame, your healing journeys, your resources, and your love for your partner with ADHD, and your longing to be loved and heard and understood by us, our support, our community. Until next time.